I'm taking a ranger-led hike in Grand Teton, my first day. She's a naturalist, which should make a very interesting talk. And we're right next to, I think this is Jackson Lake. Welcome.
Yeah, and sometimes I've seen like ospreys flying around and there's some geese down there, so keep your eyes out for some wildlife. I mentioned, like you said, the indigenous people and local tribes had lived on this landscape, and they call this place home for over 11,000 years. So they have a really deep and rich history of living here on their ancestral lands. And there's 24 different associated tribes that call this place home that are now kind of spread out all over into surrounding states as well. Along with Albright and some other significant conservationists in the area, they decided that they were going to do something about it, and so he actually established the Snake River Land Company, and he kind of... The Grand Teton's actually further to the left. That mountain that kind of has this shape like
the jagged.
kind of, the tallest one on the left side there. So that's the Grand, and then the other prominent one to the left is Mount Tiwanaut, that's the one behind Jenny Lake.
Didn't one of them fall recently?
Yeah, part of the Grand Teton, like one of the spires kind of on one of the sides.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's Mount Moran.
Yeah, so at this stop I'm going to talk about the geology, because we have some awesome mountains. They're truly amazing with the different peaks and the formations, and because there's no really foothills that lead up to the mountains, the contrast between the tall peaks and the flat valley really add to the prominence of the range, I would say. And that all has to do with the geologic history and formation of this place. Glacier. Yeah. We call this. It's called Skillet Glacier.
So it's still moving down?
So it's not an active glacier. Okay. We technically have 11 glaciers in the park, but none of them are active anymore as
It's a beautiful forest here. I got up super early this morning to get over here to Oxbow Bend in Grand Teton. Because seeing the sunrise here at this location is supposed to be really spectacular. You have the view of the Grand Tetons behind me. I'm trying to find the optimal spot. The sun's about to rise. Everybody seems to be down there. It's pretty busy here right now, so I guess it's popular spot. The fog and the mist is really beautiful. So there you go. There's the view of the Tetons. And I guess when the sun rises, maybe the sun will illuminate the mountains. But with the fog, I'm not sure. We had a lot of rain and thunderstorms yesterday afternoon and evening. Proud of myself for getting up nice and early to see this. The plan today is to do the 42-mile scenic loop drive with many beautiful stops. According to the Google AI, driving the loop counterclockwise is best because a lot of the important turnouts will be on your right. Well, it took a bit of waiting for the fog to clear, but it's beautiful now as the sun starts to hit the Tetons. Now I believe that's Mount Moran on the right that looks the tallest, but I'm not sure if that's actually the tallest. I don't think so. I think the ranger said that Mount Moran, well, it looks the tallest because it's the closest. It's not the tallest of the Tetons. So I am at the Jackson Lake Dam right now, and park ranger told us yesterday that South Idaho farmers control the flowing of the dam. Very foggy morning this morning. So visibility is not great. The Grand Teton Range is actually one of the youngest mountain ranges in North America, but the rocks are some of the oldest because they were, basically pushed up about 9 million years ago. This is Mount Moran, so it's not considered really the Grand Tetons, I don't think. It's these over here on the left that are jagged that are considered the Grand Tetons. We were also told by the ranger yesterday that these mountains are still rising. I believe it's the valley floor is kind of sinking and then the mountains are rising. These peaks have been called the Cathedral Group. More evident here than in many of the great cathedrals of men is the Gothic note. It is seen in the profiles of the countless firs and spruces congregated like worshippers on the lower slopes. It reappears higher in the converging lines of spire rising beyond spire. It attains supreme expression in the figures of the peaks themselves that, towering above all else with pointed summits, direct one's vision and thoughts yet higher. Fritjof Friesel. Watched a film yesterday about how the mule deer around here migrate to Green River in the wintertime because their bodies are too slim for them to stay here in the wintertime. Only the hardiest animals can stay here, like the bison and stuff. But these guys migrate quite a distance, and they've built some safe overpasses for them to get to their destination that they can winter in a better place for them. So do the pronghorn sheep also. Migrate as well. I'm really happy to be here early because the park rangers said that they thought that I may not be able to do this in my RV. Parking for red, no RVs or buses. Because it's a one-way and stuff, but so far it's been just fine. This is Jenny Lake here. Looks like there's a nice trail that you can take around the lake. Looks very pleasant. But it's starting to rain, so I think I'm going to walk back to my rig. But this mountain scenery is just stunning. So this is the Teton Glacier. You can see the snow there. And it lies sheltered on the northeast flank of the Grand Teton. So it creates these U-shaped canyons due to erosional forces, and glaciers in the Teton Range and across much of the world are retreating in response to the changing climate. Since 1967, the Teton Glacier has lost 15% of its surface area. Meltwater helps support rich communities along valley streams, but today's glaciers are producing up to 10% less runoff. If current trends continue, the glaciers of the Teton Range will disappear altogether. Their passing will be one of the many transformations this landscape will experience in the face of climate change. Can you believe how gorgeous this is? I used to love riding my bicycle as a little girl, and I'm sure wishing I had one now because there's some really great bike paths around here. I'm at the Craig Discovery Center. It's quite beautiful, and there's some great bike paths from here. I bet you that's actually the real size of a moose. Let's see if we can, yeah, so he's like a little taller than I am. This is a really beautiful visitor center, and this building is beautiful. It's got all these windows with great views. The thing that makes the Tetons so spectacular is that there are no foothills. And so they just suddenly, jet up into these tall mountains. Well, it rained a lot overnight here at Grand Teton National Park. It's kind of hard to see through the window, but there's a big puddle in my neighbor's campsite. I'm at Coulter Bay Campground, and it's an interesting campground. I've never seen one like this before, where all of the campsites are kind of very close together. You're just kind of pull off the side of the road, really, and that's your campsite. So we're kind of close to one another. And I saw one campsite. I felt so bad yesterday when I was driving in. They were really in a huge puddle of water, and it's like even when you try to come out of your rig, you're stepping into a big puddle of water. I'm not sure what mine's looking like. I haven't gone outside yet this morning. But looking outside into my camping area, which this is my camping area here. That's a big, big puddle underneath my picnic table. I was hearing lots of thunder and lightning up until just a few minutes ago. Yeah, we're having a lot of rain here this week, so I had to plan my sightseeing for yesterday, because it's the only day out of the week that really was going to be clear. Today I think I'm going to be staying put because there's going to be showers throughout the day, and so I figure I'll just work on my videos, do some journal writing, do some work. If we get any bit of clearing, I'll go for a local, walk around the campground, make myself a nice meals today, etc. Wow, after all that rain and thunderstorm. Oh, there's somebody trying to drive this way. So after all that rain and thunderstorms, we've got gorgeous, gorgeous sky now. Ooh, somebody's doing a really neat painting down there. This is a beautiful day to paint and take video. This is gorgeous. Let's see if we can spy on the artist's painting here. Oh, neat. Love the colors he's choosing. Okay, just step to your right so we can see it. There we go. It's a big canvas he's doing. How cool is that? Wow. I mean, this is a beautiful day to paint. Look at this. Oh, God. So picturesque. Oh my gosh, these mountains. Oh, let's go back down because he's walked away from the painting. That's beautiful. Well, very cool. cool.
Okay, so let me give you a cell phone number. Or what do you have? Oh, is it your number on here? Yeah, that's my phone. So I'll text you right
I'm going for a hike right now, and once again my
that way. You
battery power is very low, so I don't know how much I can film of it. And I didn't bring my portable battery pack with me, darn it. Shoot.
yeah. Let me see what you've done. Oh, that's amazing. You kind of got to get that from it. And you know, when you put it on so thick, it really adds to the depth of it.
That is gorgeous. Now, doesn't that look like a painting? My goodness. Okay, this is what I'm looking at as I'm hiking this morning. Are you kidding me? OMG. Oh my goodness, that is gorgeous. The striations and the colors and the water. Oh my gosh. That is a sublime scene right there. I'd love to try to paint that myself, but I'm not much of a painter, but it would be fun to try. I think that's a grouse coming out onto the trail. I'm not sure. He blends in so much. I don't know what kind of bird that is. If it's a grouse, they're the ones that puff up and do a dance. The males do a dance for the female in the mating ritual, and it's pretty cool. They puff out their chests and do a dance. It's really cool. So I don't know if that is a grouse or not. We'll have to look it up. The other day our park ranger said they're pretty shy, so I don't know. He's out there walking around with a human fairly close, so I'm not sure. Yeah, grouses are cool. I fell in love with them when I watched a documentary once about them. So I'm pretty excited to actually see one if this is what it is. So a couple just walked by me and they did that thing where you take a picture of it and then you ask Google AI to identify it, and it is a ruffed grouse. So very exciting. There he goes. This trail has been kind of a combination of open like this and forested. A little bit chilly in the shade, but perfect in the sun. Like right now, the sun feels great. I'm just wearing a long sleeve cotton shirt, so it's perfect for when you're in the sun, but a little cold in the shade. But look at this view. Wow. I'm seated on a bench, just enjoying the views. I walked less than an hour. That's all I wanted to do. think I hear a bit of thunder. Think we're gonna have possible thunderstorms again this afternoon. The sky is kind of dark in that direction. And that's where the thunder seems to be happening from. A lot of nice people here in Grand Teton that I've encountered. As you can walk along this pretty rocky beach. The sun feels so good on me right now. Love it. This is the historic Jackson Lake Lodge, and they have a viewing deck, which is what a great place to sit and have your coffee, right? It's gorgeous. Take a little walk around here. So they have the Pioneer Grill. Beautiful picture of a wolf. There was something going on driving here from Coulter Bay, because there was a lot of cars pulled over and wildlife management was there, and I was thinking that, well, maybe there was a bear there or something. There was no room for me to pull over, unfortunately. Oh, so yeah, look at this. You got a viewing deck out here of the Grand Tetons. Wow. Nice. Look at, you can sit there and look out at that. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah, that's a nice view. Big deck out there. That's great. But yeah, they have a lot of great murals and paintings here. This is a really cool looking lodge. I love it. Really nice. Should I do it? Takes approximately 30 minutes. It looks like it goes up initially. I'm not really wearing the best shoes to do a hike. I'm wearing my clogs. I did decide to do this trail. It's supposed to take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. And it's already spectacular, gorgeous views. I just learned that on one of the Park Service displays that moose is the largest member. I'm out of breath because I'm going uphill. Moose is the largest member of the deer family. So the Teton mountain range borders Jackson Hole to the west. They were named by fur trappers. And these solitary, I'm reading from the display, these solitary, no doubt lonesome men called the mountains Les Trois Tetons, meaning the three breasts. Snapping butterfly. It was actually a landscape artist by the name of Thomas Moran that actually propelled Congress to make Yellowstone the first national park. So it was his art, that actually helped that happen. I guess it was the next best thing then than Congress actually being there at the site to see what there was. So the renderings and drawings and paintings could show them how beautiful it was. So that point in the middle towards the back is the Grand Teton, the biggest, tallest one of the three. Okay, I'll read to you what the sign says here. Lunch Tree Hill, the local name for this valley overlook, was a picnic stop used by John D. Rockefeller Jr. on his travels during a Yellowstone vacation in 1926. The impressive mountain vistas viewed from here inspired Mr. Rockefeller, but later he was appalled by the increasing number of tawdry commercial enterprises found further south. Jenny Lake sported a dance hall at the time. Billboards and gas stations partially obscured the mountain scene. The scenery feels right out of a J.R. Tolkien novel or movie. I just can't believe how beautiful this is. These colors, the golds, the greens, different shades of green and golds. It's magical, these mountains. I can't stop filming them. I think I have hours of footage. There's the sagebrush. I just pulled off on a turnout at the Jackson Lake Dam and found this little trail. I'm going to walk down for a little bit, see where it leads. It's gorgeous. There's a little glimpse of Jackson Lake through the trees. There's all this moss growing everywhere. So pretty. Oh, God, I love it. Little things like moss get me excited. You know, this kind of landscape and terrain is definitely my kind of landscape, more so than a desert landscape. This is just totally me. Oh my goodness. Oh God. And there's a little bench here. Can just sit and enjoy these views. Oh my goodness. I have it all to myself. Because other people are going, like, you know, kind of where other people go. And I tend to like go where other people don't go. So I find these little gems. This is that lodgepole pine, and I just sniffed that area, and I swear to God, it smells like caramel or what's the other flavor? Vanilla, butterscotch. That was the smell that it's reminding me of, and it even looks the color of butterscotch, doesn't it? I just left broke camp this morning at Signal Mountain Campground, and I'm heading out of Grand Teton National Park. The park keeps these horses here. And mules. I guess there's some mules in there somewhere. They use them for, you know, trail clearing and so forth. Lots of nice grass to munch on. I don't know if I can capture it on camera because it's pretty far away, but that cabin was built by a skilled craftsman well over 100 years ago, and he did the sloping sides so the snow would just fall off of the roof, you know, the sloping roof. Now the park just uses it for storage, the sign said. Oh, look at these beautiful horses. I'm in the Mormon Row Historic District now, and this is the iconic barn that you'll see so many pictures of. The shape of that barn is awesome, with the Grand Tetons in the background. I think Mormon homesteaders came here in 1895 and built lots of barns. The park is in the process of restoring some of these barns. But, well, I just met a Amish couple from Indiana and walked and talked with them for quite a while. And that was very interesting. He told me that he drove a horse and buggy for 35 years. Doesn't sound like they do it anymore. By the way, she was dressed with, they're too far away now, but she was dressed in a long dress and she had a scarf. I had a feeling they could be Amish. And I didn't know if it was okay to ask or not, but they have a business where they do cabinets, and that was kind of my tip-off. And they actually came out here to measure cabinets for a $12 million house in Teton Village, and they have their business back in Indiana. They said they have 30 employees, mostly family, and so they get to travel a lot of places to measure where the cabinets would go, and then they build them in Indiana, and then I guess maybe ship them. So they get to travel because of their cabinetry business. But that was, this is one of the things I love about travel is, I'm meeting all kinds of people. I met the Blackfeet Nation. I met Europeans. I met all kinds of people. So, it's one of the benefits of travel. Pretty beautiful place. They were in, I said to the Amish couple, what's Teton Village like? I didn't go there. And they said, oh, it's the place for billionaires. There's homes there for $39 million. So that's where the rich people play, I guess, Teton Village. Boy, the Tetons look beautiful today because they're just all lit up. Gorgeous. Sad to be leaving them.